Ever wanted to teach a computer how to think? Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to do pretty much that. We are going from absolute zero to writing your very first line of Python code. You don't need any experience, just a little bit of curiosity. Let's get into it.
I mean, that's really what programming is, right? It's a conversation. You've got an idea, an instruction, and you're just learning to speak the machine's language to make that idea a reality. And that's where Python just shines. It was literally built to be readable, almost like you're reading plain English. And that makes it not only super easy to learn, but also incredibly powerful. Because let's face it, clear code is just easier to build, easier to fix, and easier to improve. It really is the perfect language to start that conversation.
So you might be wondering, why is everyone talking about Python? I mean, from Google to NASA to your favorite social media app, it feels like it's everywhere. That's because it's become one of the most versatile and valuable skills on the entire planet.
Just think about the apps you use every day. Instagram, Spotify, Netflix. Yep, they all have Python running under the hood. It's the engine behind these massive websites. It's the secret weapon for data scientists making sense of huge amounts of information, and it's the brains behind so much of modern AI. From automating a boring task on your computer to powering self-driving cars, Python is doing the heavy lifting. All right, so to actually start writing code, you're going to need a place to, well, do it. This is where something called an IDE comes in. The best way to think about it is like your own digital workshop or a coding playground designed just for programming. So an IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment, is basically a supercharged text editor. It bundles everything a programmer could possibly need: a place to write the code, tools to test it out, and a debugger to help you hunt down and fix any mistakes, all in one handy application. So what's the real difference here? Well, a simple text editor is kind of like a notepad. It's great for just jotting down code. But an IDE, that's the full-blown workshop. It's got the notepad, sure, but it also has a spell checker for your code, a testing bench to see if your creation actually works, and a whole system for managing all the blueprints for your big projects. Now look, to get started without any fuss or extra downloads, we're going to keep it super simple. We're going to use something called IDLE. It actually stands for Integrated Development and Learning Environment. And the best part is, it comes right in the box when you install Python. It's the perfect no-frills starting point for today. Okay, here we go. This is the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to write your very first program and give the computer its first real instruction from you. There's this really cool, long-standing tradition in the programming world. The very first thing you almost always code is a simple program that just makes the phrase "Hello World" pop up on the screen. By doing this, you're literally joining a tradition that goes back decades. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, let's break this down, because it's actually super simple. Print is just a built-in command, a function that tells Python, hey, display whatever I put inside these parentheses. The text itself, hello world, is what we call a string, and you just have to remember to wrap it in quotes so Python knows it's text. And that's it. A simple, direct instruction. And just like that, you've printed text. Awesome! But Python's abilities go way, way beyond that. At its core, it's also an incredibly powerful calculator, and you can use it just like one. Seriously, you can just type math problems right into Python and it'll spit out the answer. For example, if you type 2 plus 3 and hit enter, you get 5. It works for subtraction, multiplication, all the operations you'd expect. It's just that intuitive. Okay, but here's a fun little pop quiz for you. We all know that 8 divided by 4 is 2. But the way Python shows you that answer, well, it reveals something really, really important about how it thinks about numbers. And boom, that's the answer. When you divide, Python gives you 2.0, not just 2. Why? Because division can create fractions, so Python automatically gives you a float that's a number with a decimal point, just to be as accurate as possible. Whole numbers without decimals, like 5, are called integers. The fact that Python knows the difference is what makes it so smart. Okay, let's keep building on this. We've played with numbers, but a huge part of programming is working with text, or as we call them, strings. Let's take a look at how to master those. Okay, here is a classic problem that every single beginner runs into, trust me. You try to create a string of text that has an apostrophe in it, like, it's my code. But Python gets totally confused. It sees that first apostrophe in it's and thinks, oh, that must be the end of the text, and everything after it causes a big ol' syntax error. But don't sweat it. There are two super easy ways to fix this. First, you can just wrap the whole string in double quotes instead of single quotes. Problem solved. Or you can tell Python to ignore the special meaning of that one apostrophe by putting a backslash right before it. We call that escaping the character. Both of these methods work perfectly. Okay, now I'm going to let you in on a little pro tip here. Something that shows just how much easier modern Python makes your life. Back in the day, mixing text and numbers was, well, it was clunky. You had to manually convert numbers to text and then stitch everything together with plus signs. It was a mess. But today we have the elegant F string. You just put an F right before the quote, and then you can drop numbers or variables right inside these curly braces. It's cleaner, it's way more readable, and honestly, it's a huge improvement.
And there you have it. Just like that, you've gone from zero to actually writing code. You've printed text to the screen, you've done calculations, and you've even learned how to handle text like a pro. You've taken that first, most important step. So the only question left is, what are you going to build next?